Okay, I'm delighted to be joined by Ryan Harley. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you. Very good.
So, Ryan, we this is our first opportunity to talk since you joined back in December. I think early December, wasn't that?
That's right, yeah.
So, just wondered how's it going? How are you finding life at Froome?
I'm really enjoying it. Obviously, I've known Greasy for a long, long time now. I knew a couple of the players, but not too many. But you soon get familiar with people, and it's really good. I'm enjoying it, and obviously the team's going well. So hopefully that can continue, until the end of the season.
So the fans have been talking about you online after some good performances recently. Sort of just coming in when they sort of away fixtures. I know you've had a bit of an injury and things. How are you finding it being back out on the pitch?
Yeah, I enjoyed Saturday. It was all the games are tough, aren't they? As you can imagine. But we stuck to our guns and we thoroughly deserved the win. The week before, we probably could have nicked it as well. So we're going strong at the minute, but we've got to really kick on and find that extra little bit to all get us over the line.
You say the fixtures are all tough.
Yeah, always.
Obviously, we look down your list of the clubs that you've played for and some of the games that you've played in. How different is it to sort of play at step four at this level compared to playing sort of championship level football?
Well, of course it's different, but once you're out on the pitch, it just becomes a game of football, whatever level you play at, and you just get into the game, and that's it. You don't really think too much. So of course it's different, but once you're playing that's it. It's all forgotten.
So looking at that time, obviously I know you started off back with Bristol, where you're from.
Bristol City, yeah, it's not Bristol.
Yeah, Bristol, sorry.
People always say that Bristol, but there's two teams. Yeah. I was at City as a kid. Yeah.
And so, if you go sort of back to those days, how did you think your career would go on there? Did you think you would go on to have the career you've had?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, you're always confident, aren't you? Because that's what you're in the game for. Did I know how many games I'd play and goals I'd score? Probably not, but you don't really think that. You just think of being a professional footballer for as long as you can. Yeah, so proud of my career, but it's sort of finished playing professionally. Well, three years ago now, and I was at Bath for a short time, and now obviously with Greasy at Froome, and yeah, I'm really enjoying it.
So on your professional side, was there any sort of like complete highlights? I know you've had sort of from Exeter when you got to the sort of playoff finals, and so then going into championship football.
Yeah, there's been many highlights because I've played for a number of years. If I had to pick one, maybe my championship debut, I scored and we won. I think beat Peterborough 2-0, scored, and we were top of the league for that period. So that was like a good moment. I remember coming in and changing after the game, scored on my debut in the championship. We were top of the league. I remember looking at the screen and thinking, obviously the scores come up in the table. I remember thinking, it might not get a lot better than this, and it didn't. I don't think it did.
Well, you got two against. Did you get two in a win against Leeds as well? I think
yeah, two against Leeds. Yeah, we beat them 2-0. I scored a header actually in that game, which I've never done again.
I know we've got a few Froome fans that are Leeds fans, so they probably didn't like you that day. But yeah,
that was a special moment because obviously it's a huge club for us to beat them. But yeah, many good memories. Yeah.
So just moving back to us, so your role now. Obviously, you say you've retired sort of professionally. Obviously, come into play at Froome. So joining us at the age you're at, what are you looking to develop? Is it the coaching side more now? Is it looking at those different areas?
Yeah, I don't think my game will develop much anymore. But yeah, coaching me. That's where I want to go long term. I've been coaching now sort of 2 or 3 years. Really enjoy it. Really enjoy being on the grass, helping the players. Obviously, we're only in sort of a couple of times a week, so it's not loads of time, and I help Greasy as much as I can. The guys are really good. They all train well, and really good bunch. Yeah.
So you probably became more aware of us, obviously, when we came up for the FA Cup game to play against you guys when you were at Bath.
I had just left Bath actually at that point, so I wasn't there. There was a feeling around the sort of the area, as in the southwest, whatever you want to call it, that Froome were going to potentially win the game. Because Bath went in a great place at that time. Obviously, they've still got a lot of good players, and Froome were doing very well. So it was a bit of a, could they do it? Obviously, Bath obviously were excellent on the day. So, but yeah, a lot of people really fancied Froome, which is a compliment to them.
Definitely. And I think given the performance that we had against Oxford in the round before, I think it was just that kind of like, will that we be underestimated again? But I think a little bit of stage fright and some very good
Maybe, yeah.
as well. But we've got a chance to not put it right. It's probably the wrong way to put it, but to tomorrow night, to get Bath in the Somerset Cup.
Yeah.
Is that a game that you're looking forward to seeing some old faces, or is it something like actually? No?
Yeah, I know. Loads of the guys at Bath, got some really good friends there. It's a really good club, some really good people there. So yeah, I think the boys are really looking forward to. I'm sure both teams it should be a really good game, good crowd. Yeah.
I think pre-sales of the tickets are going very well. So as of this moment, I think we've nearly sold 100 tickets before the gates have even opened.
Really?
So hopefully a nice big crowd there under the lights. It's always a good event.
Yeah, I think there will be a good crowd. I think it'll be an excellent game. Two good teams going for it in a semi-final. So I think it'll be good. Yeah, looking forward to it.
I won't make you choose.
Who's going to win?
Yeah.
Well, of course we're going to win. Of course, yeah.
So we mentioned you sort of league goals and things that you've scored, and obviously we're waiting for your first Froome goal. Will it come tomorrow night? Will you be there? Are you in? Do you know if you're in the squad for tomorrow night?
I don't know. I mean, I had a brief conversation with Greavesy earlier, but I'll keep it quiet.
Well, we've going back to sort of our league running. Obviously, we've got 6 games to go now. How's the squad feeling? How are you feeling about it? Is there a quiet optimism now with some of the results going our way, or is it again just we really need to concentrate? Still lots to do.
There's always optimism, I think, if you're a decent side, you have to be, but you've got to be realistic about who you're playing and the type of game it is. I think the boys are confident that we can get over the line. Of course, the other teams are going to be, but it's about us, really. You know, you've obviously got to respect the opposition, but it's clearly about how good we are and what we can do in any given moment. We've got some unbelievable players for this level that should be playing at least one above. So, yeah, we obviously clearly back ourselves to get over the line, but it's a long way to go. Yeah, I know it's 6 games, is it?
Yes.
6 games, but that's a long way. 6 games is a lot can happen. So, yeah, looking forward to it.
You mentioned we don't have to name them, but a couple of players that could be playing in the league above. Is that kind of surprised you?
All of them, I think.
Yeah. Is that surprised you when you've joined on the sort of team and the coaching?
Yeah, we had a conversation a couple of weeks ago about how high the level is of the team, and sometimes you've got to really believe it. And we played them pre-season when I was at Bath, and I think we were 1 or 2 up at half time, but we sort of got the runaround a little bit. Froome were excellent, which shows that they can all play at a higher level, all of them, and some of them even more. You know.
Well, I'd say I think it's going to be a tight running. I think whatever it's going to be, there's so many sides that I think the positives that we have is that we haven't got to have any of those sort of 6 pointers at the top of the table. But we know from the last few weeks that it doesn't matter where someone is in the table, it's always going to be a tough game. At least no big swings, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, I've never had an easy game my whole career, so you just don't get them.
No. So when you're sort of looking at this, do you think it'll be something that would be for you in your career, so sort of being part of the coach? Is it kind of your first little tick? If it was a promotion or a playoff, would you see yourself as playing a big part in that sort of coaching as first step?
As in coaching or playing? Sorry.
Coaching.
Yeah, I try, and as I said, obviously Greasy leads all he's the manager, so he leads it, and myself and Timo, we help him as much as we can. We sort of coach, and whatever he needs from us, we're there to help him. Yeah.
I know when I speak to some of the players, they always sort of credit Simo with some of the new set piece routines, and he seems to be focused on that. Is there anything that you want to put your flag in and say, yep, that's down to me, that's what I thought?
Not set pieces, no. No. I'll definitely need a set piece coach one day, because it's not my thing, but it's very important. It needs to be done, and obviously he's got many set pieces and he's really good with them, but it's not my bag now.
What would you say you bring as a coach then to the team?
I try and help the players individually. I do some stuff with them when we're in Wednesdays. As I said, the manager takes the bulk of it. I do a lot of stuff with the ones that need maybe a word on just a few individual details or some specific things. But yes, it's a small group stuff. Really, Greasy does the main tactical stuff.
Well, Ryan, it's been lovely to speak to you tonight. I'm sure the fans were really good to sort of see an insight into you and obviously where you are, and having someone of your sort of quality that's come to this side. And I wish you really well for the rest of the season. And obviously we'll be following you whilst you're at Frome in your coaching time. And obviously if you do go on to sort of bigger and better things within your coaching career as well, I'm sure you've got those aspirations.
Yeah, no, yeah, of course. I think everybody has, but you know, I'm really enjoying it, enjoying being at the club, and it's been great. Yeah.
Lovely. Thank you again, Ryan. I'll speak to you soon.
Lovely. No worries. Thank you. Cheers.